Hello everyone, this is Debbie and I am back again to do my third video in my series of handmade flowers. Anyway, today I am going to show you guys how to make this absolutely gorgeous rose. And this rose was made without using any die cuts whatsoever. I have cut my own paper, and what I have started with is I have started with circles. And these circles, I have used any kind of a circle template. You could use punches, you can use templates like these. Also in the art supply, they will have various different circles of different sizes. So you could use those as well. But I have used my plastic templates and I came up with these different sizes. Let me see if I can get down here. There we go. I have a 2 1/4, a 1 7/8, a 1 5/8, and a 1 1/2. And that's what I have used to make this rose. Now I take those circles, and this flower is a 6-petal flower, and this is what they look like when I get them cut out. So what I have done is I took one of my circles. I do cut that, or not cut it actually, I fold it in half. And then again, because it is a 6-petal, I will break that and that will be into thirds like so. So you come up with a little cone looking piece like this. Now I get a pencil and I do not want to go any lower than maybe, I would say a little less than 1/4 of an inch, because you want to make sure that it will be hinged down here on the bottom. I hope you can see that. And then from there, I will just play and I will draw a really pretty little petal. I do like to keep it rounded on the edges. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, there we go. I do like to have it rounded on the edges, and I do like to come in a little bit here at the bottom. So I'll go from the bottom, go in, and then back out to form my petal. Then I will take my scissors and I will cut on those lines through all 6 layers of my papers. And you just keep cutting and cutting until you get that out, almost there. And this will give us a pattern for one of our sets of petals. And hopefully I didn't cut all the way through, but anyway, let's unfold it. It's kind of like Christmas, opening it up and seeing what kind of present you have. So anyway, as you can see, I do have this one petal up here, and that happens if your paper is not folded exactly, and it is hard to do it when you have that many petals that you're trying to cut. So I will just cut into that, down to about so, and then round those edges, and then just get your petal going like this. And that's all you do. There is one petal piece right there, and you can use that for a template like I've done up above here. The next step that I do is I do get a piece of cardstock paper, and I will trace around my pieces that I have cut. I'll put them on here and I'll trace around it. And I will, make numerous petals or flower petals on there. And then from there, I will take the paper that I will be using, which is this beautiful light pink, and I will run this through my scanner on my computer and come up with my flowers like this. Then from there, what I do is I go ahead and I cut them out of my paper that I am going to make my finished piece. And that's what it looks like. I know in the first video I showed you guys how to use a die cut actually and form your flowers, but I'm going to go ahead and show you again how to do that. For those who did not see my first video, please check it out. It is a Rose Creations flower that I made by Spellbinders. That is the first of my series. The second is my Asters, Heartfelt Creations. So check those out, guys. They're really nice flowers. But on these particular flowers, like I said, we're making our own. And I love using, it's a Distress ink by Tim Holtz for my pink flowers. It's called Victorian Velvet. Love it. So I just go ahead and add the same to the edges of my flowers. You guys can go in if you want. It really gives it a lot of dimension, but I'm gonna kind of stay a little bit towards the edges here. I'm making this for a book that I'm gonna be showing you guys soon, and I didn't want it to be too dark. So anyway, I go ahead and I stain them up like so, just to give it some dimension. Oh, and then the circle in the center, when I'm doing my flowers, I kind of like to hold them on my fingers and assemble them that way. So I stacked up all of my pieces, and then I cut it, or cut the little hole with my crocodile, and that gives me that center hole. So I take my pieces, and what I have used are these wonderful sculpting tools. These are from Sculpting, and they come in a set of 3 ball stylus, and yeah, I really like them. They work well. The middle one is the one that I use the most, so I'm going to use that today. So I get a foamy mat, and this mat right here is just an old mouse pad that was all worn out, and I just took the little nylon or whatever that is cover off the top, and it gives me a nice little sponge. But anyway, I put my mat down, and then I just, in a circular motion, go around and I pull it from the outside, and I go in the center of the petal to the middle of my piece. And I do that on every single petal with every piece that I'm making. And like I said, on this one right here, I have used a 2 1/4 inch round, a 1 7/8 inch round, and a 1 5/8 and a 1 1/2. And then on those, I use 2 of the largest, 2 of the medium, and 1 of each of the small to make this particular flower. So we're gonna continue on. There we go. So when you get that part done, this is what you're left with. Left with the little piece, oops, that looks like this. Now we do have to give the outer petals a little bit of dimension. So I just take a bone folder and my finger like this, and I round those corners. Every single one of them. Just round those up. And for time's sake, I have done that with every single one of my petals. So this is what I have to make this particular flower. I'll be using all of these right here. Okay, let me set those back down, and then I'll show you further. All right, now on the middle one is the smallest one here, and that's the one that's gonna give you this beautiful little centerpiece right here. And I do like using, as I had mentioned in my other 2 videos, I do like using the 3-in-1 glue. It's from Beacon. I really like how it sticks. It dries clear. I mean, it really works well. So what I do is I go ahead and just add some of that on the inside of my flower. And then you can just crunch it together. And you know what? It always looks beautiful no matter how it's crunched. But you just go ahead and hold that for just a brief moment so that it is stuck. And it's starting to look pretty good. This one I'm making a little bit different than my first video with my Rose Creations. On that one, I work from the outside in, and this one I'm going to be working on the inside out. So I have that piece right there. Now what I do is I take my next smallest piece right here, and I am going to add glue. Actually, I'm going to add glue to the inside or the outside of my bud. Sorry about that, guys. I'm used to working the other way around. So we go like that. And then you get your next smallest piece and you stick it on the inside there and just curl that up and curls out like so. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I might be a little close up. Let me back out just a hair. Okay, that might be better. Okay, so you just do that, but you do have the glue on the outside of your petals or the inside of your piece. So just go ahead and just work with it like so until you have it looking the way you want it to. If you need to add more glue, go ahead and do that. But I think I'm going to be okay like so. Now go ahead and add glue again to the bottom of that piece. Kind of go around because you're going to have your petals coming up over over that side there. Now get your next petal and stick that one down in there and do the same thing. Just curl them out however you like. And in the process, trying to offset your flower petals the best you can. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get those offset, but you just work with it, it'll happen. Okay, it's starting to look like a rose now. And then again, like I said, I do have that hole there so I can kind of hold it on my finger and, you know, form it with it like that. Just makes it nice and easy. This rose all of your roses are going to look different, guys. This one right here is going to be more open, probably because I'm not putting my glue up quite high enough, but you know, put it wherever you want. I know my hand's in the way there. There we go. Now I have it up a little bit further. And go ahead and do your next smallest again, and then offset those petals. Very, very important. You don't want everything nesting together. Not so pretty. Okay, all right. So we just keep doing that and keep doing that until you get the look that you like. And these are nesting, so I'm going to just give them a slight turn. There we go, that's looking better. And then again, go ahead, your glue. We have 2 more layers, guys. You can use as many layers on this as you want. You know, sometimes I'll just use 5 layers. So, you know, even 4, whatever looks good to you, or you can really make a huge flower by adding lots of layers to it. But just keep doing this and keep folding those down and under to give it all of that dimension. There we go, that's starting to look better, and my center is getting a little crunch. Let me stick it back together again. Okay, beautiful. And one more time, another layer. Another layer on there. And then that one right there, you can just turn under. And there you go, guys. A beautiful, beautiful dimensional rose. Beautiful rose. So there they are. And all I did is I just cut out 2 leaves, just cut them. You know, leaves are all different. No big deal there. We can cut those. But anyway, here's 2 beautiful roses. One's a little bit more open. The other one is more closed. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing this video. And, you know, you don't have to have a die cut system, although I would really recommend it. They are so nice. And not just flowers, you could cut all kinds of fun stuff with those. There are unlimited die cuts for machines these days. And anyway, so check out my other videos on flower making. And then again next week, I will be here with another video. And I might just take a break from making paper flowers just for maybe a couple of weeks and come back to them later. But I do want to show you guys how to make a various different supply of roses for all of your, or flowers, not just roses, for your beautiful projects that you guys are working on. So anyway, subscribe to my channel, and my whole series of flower making techniques will be coming to you on your subscription inbox, and you won't have to go looking for them. And you'll also have my other projects that I have on there, and those to come coming to your inbox as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.